This indictment, which Ari Melber has called a shouting indictment, because it definitely is narrative and it's very loud in what it says, it seems to me that one of the things that this indictment is doing is being very careful to detail all of the ways in which Donald Trump was told he lost the elections in all of the key states that he wanted to contest. And his insistence on tweeting and insisting and lying about those elections one by one by one by one. Why do you think it was so important to do that for so many pages in this indictment?
Yeah, so it's a shouting indictment, Joy. It's not just one of the most significant indictments. It is the most significant indictment against Donald Trump. It is the most significant legal case of our lifetimes. It is one of, if not the most significant case in United States history. It is up there with Dred Scott. It is up there with Brown versus Board of Education, because this goes to the essential question of who we are as a people. Do we let someone, the president, act in this way? And that's why, going to your question about the detail, why is the detail so important? Because Jack Smith has to do two things, and he has to do them unprove under the highest standard of the law, which is all lied against him, called beyond a reasonable doubt. He's got to prove two things to this jury of 12 people. And if any one of the jurors says, I disagree, Donald Trump goes free. So he has to win all 12. What are the two things? One, that Donald Trump committed a bad criminal act, that he conspired, he agreed to try and overturn the election, to interfere with the election results, to obstruct the counting of the votes on January 6th, one of our most solemn days. That's number one. Number two, Smith has to prove that Donald Trump did that with a bad criminal intent, that he didn't do it because he thought he won the election, but rather the contrary. That's where these 45 pages, and yes, I've been trying to read them as furiously as I can, really are so significant, Joy, because it's page after page of damning fact after fact. And of course, Donald Trump is entitled to the presumption of innocence. Of course, he's got the highest standard of the law in his favor. But at the end of the day, these facts speak really loudly, and they can't be spun. You can try it, on the media or on Truth Social or whatever, or on Twitter, but these are going to be tried in a courtroom, with one of the very best judges in Washington, D.C. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, if you're a prosecutor or a defense attorney, Judge Chutkan is known for being incredibly fair-minded. She has a criminal defense background for 20 years. Of doing this, or I think of 10 to 20 years. And most importantly, she was confirmed by the United States Senate to her federal judgeship, not by some closed squeaker vote, 95-0. That's who's presiding over this case. And the 45 pages are going to be aired out in a court, in a jury. And if I'm Donald Trump right now, he's gotten away with a lot of things in his life, but this is karma coming to roost.